All right, in this chapter, we're going to do another pass on meshes. So let's go and get back to our meshes folder. Let's see what other meshes we might have in here. We've got some of these broken tiles. So broken tiles 1, 2, and 3. So these, like, we're not using that tile material anymore, but this could be any kind of debris. And I think this stuff can go uh, quite a long way. So let's start to add some debris. We've got kind of small, medium, and large, which is pretty cool. So let's kind of layer that stuff. So I'll layer the small, medium, large just over here where I've got this large section. And, you know, even though it's that tile, I think it makes sense. Looks good. Let's take that small one, and I'm going to basically place it everywhere where I've got a garbage can. All right, so I think this just helps debris it up. Corners, do the same. Just get some debris in the corners. Whoops. Okay, let's get another some over here. Could just place some there, down by that. Let's get some in here. Now, this is being projected onto that, which at the moment, it's not an issue. But if I don't want this mesh to receive this decal projection, what I can do is select the mesh, and then I'm just going to write decal, and I'll uncheck receives decal. So now this mesh will not receive a decal. All right, we need some more stuff over here. So let's start to add some more debris. Maybe I've got some meshes here. Again, I'm going to turn off that receives decal because I want this stuff to be on the top. Let's maybe bring it out a bit more away from this cluster. Okay. Get another bit of debris there. And there. Starting to fill it out. Okay. I think we're good there. Could also see about like I don't like that. See about throwing a like a broken one of those on the ground. Okay, so I think with the meshes that come with the scene here, I think we've kind of reached the point where that's about all we can do. So we're going to go back to bridge, and let's take a look at some meshes that we can bring in from bridge. So I've got this industrial concrete rubble. So let's grab some of these. All right, concrete rubble pile. Let's grab that. Okay, I'm gonna just drag this mesh out. So this is a mesh. it's quite heavily dense. If I take a look at the wireframe. So we don't want to use it a ton. But what I really want to use this for is like building up piles. Okay, so let's get this guy. We'll pull this out now and maybe rotate him. But now we've got this nice little natural pile there. Make sure to place that, get it placed on the floor, and get it over there, maybe like so. Definitely over here. This will kind of destroy a lot of the stuff that we did before, so I'm just going to try to sink that down and then, kind of place this stuff so that we're not losing all of that. I think we're actually pretty good there. Let's get another pile over here. Maybe right in this corner. And I'm going to sink that down to get a bit more natural transition. And then again, just kind of reassigning the location of this pre-placed stuff. All right, so we got a rubble pile thing over there. Maybe we'll do another one either in the corner. Oops, not of that. A corner here, and maybe another, I don't know, something like that. All right, cool. Looking pretty good. So another thing is this cardboard boxes pack. Let's download this. I'm just going to scatter a bunch of cardboard boxes all over the place. Got another rubble pile here. Got some kind of debris, food debris here. So this is going to be under Megascans, 3D assets, concrete rubble. So these are kind of small. So I'm going to scale these up. Let's click the lock button here, and I'm going to scale these up maybe 3 times. Twice. I might go between different sizes. So if you'll notice what I did right there, I drag these up above the floor and then I hit the end key on a full-size US keyboard, and that will drop this mesh down to the next to the floor. Okay, it should drop it to, it should stack it. Huh. It's not stacking, so what I think that means is that it doesn't have collision. So I'm going to open up this box. I'm going to go to collision, and let's actually come over here and show simple collision. And I'm not seeing anything, so what I'll do is do collision, add box, simplified collision. Now that has a box collision. So I should be able to now hit the end button, yes, and stack this one onto that one. I can't do the opposite because this one doesn't have collision. So I'm going to do this for each of these because I do want these all to have collision so I can stack them nice and easily. And we're going to show another trick here too. So let's do add box. Click on this, double click over here, collision, add box, click, double click, collision, add box, and click, double click, collision, add box. All right, so now I should be able to bring all of these, hit the end key, and stack them, which will be useful. Okay, so let's grab these and let's duplicate them. And I'll just put some over here and kind of treat this as like a storage unit. Maybe scale these up, bring them up. Let's hit end. That didn't work because that snapped them all down, but not really a problem because we can just reverse this, bring it up, hit end, and bring it up and hit end. Okay, now let's rotate this. And like I said, I'm going to just kind of start stacking these back here. Maybe get a couple stacks. Let's get some different box configurations. So bring this guy up, hit end. Also going to rotate him around. Okay, and we've got another stack here. Let's delete this guy. Let's duplicate this one. Hit end, stack that, rotate that. Maybe we'll put 2 of those up there. Whoops, rotate them. Okay, and all right, let's get the big ones in the back corner. I'm going to put some space in between them so that we don't have to like fill out a ton of these, but we're going to try to make it feel really filled out. Okay, so we'll put little ones kind of in the foreground. And then we'll do something kind of cool here in a minute. All right, and let's take some more of these big ones. Some of these fillers. And let's place them. Let's duplicate another one of these, but let's swap the top box with one of these guys. Hit end. Let's scale it up bigger. Okay, let's drop that one to the floor then. And let's stack that guy on there. This is kind of a shorter stack, so let's bring that to the foreground. All right, so I'm kind of thinking of the position that I'm going to be viewing this from, which will be like around here. So I'm really going to want to try to place these, whoops, from this view and really just kind of fill out this space and make it look like it's filled out more than it technically is. Okay, so I think this is pretty good. Let's get another medium-sized stack over here. So maybe delete that one. Okay, so the cool thing I wanted to do was let's take a couple of these boxes. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate them. I'm going to raise them up into the air. Okay, and over here under physics, I'm going to check on simulate physics. Then what I'm going to do is come up to this play button and this little arrow next to the play button. I'm going to switch this to simulate, or I can hit Alt S. So I'm going to hit simulate. And what that's going to do is that's just going to drop these guys and let kind of the collision do its thing. Now, if I want to save this, I need to hit the K key, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to hit stop, and we'll see that these pop right back. Because they're being simulated, the simulation will end once I say stop simulating. So again, let's hit that. That's actually a better simulation for me. I'm going to hit the K as in kite key, and we'll see that it says save state for 5 actors. If these are not selected and you hit K, nothing will happen. So now when I hit stop, they're going to stay in that state. Now, I also want to uncheck the simulate physics on them because I don't want them to be, I just wanted to kind of place them. The other thing I'm going to do is that they got changed from static to movable. So I'm going to put them back to static, but I can double check this by going into my wireframe mode. And if I got one that fell there. If I deselect them, we'll see that they're purple. So the one that kind of got lost, we'll just bring that up, and I'll resimulate them. Just resimulate it. But let's click on this, on the purple ones, and let's set them back to static. So when I deselect by hitting the escape key, we'll see that they're no longer movable. Let's go back to lit mode. I've got this, let's check on simulate. Let's hit play. It's going to drop there. That wasn't so great. So we can't see him. Let's rotate him a bit. Let's hit play. There we go. That's good. I'm going to hit K, uncheck simulate, and I'll put it back to static. Cool. We can put that back to simulated viewport. And now we can just run around. And yeah, cool. We've got some pretty nicely laid out boxes. I'll need to build the lighting in order to get that to look a bit better. But yeah, the boxes are looking pretty cool. So we could just place a couple more boxes around wherever might seem to make sense. We could use them as rubble. Yeah, I don't really like them here, so I'm going to delete them. All right, and let's go grab a couple of these. I'm just going to hit export on all of these. And then back in Unreal, we should have all these meshes. All right, so we've got this burger box. So we'll definitely place this around a lot of the rubble. We've got the cigarette box. So if you see that these are like switching out, like kind of changing their state there. This is an LOD, or a level of detail. So what I can do is I can open up the static mesh, and we'll scroll down to this LOD group, and I'm going to set this to small prop. And then it will kind of not change its state there. This one, same thing. I'll just do the same thing. Double click it under LOD group, and change it from none to small prop. Hit yes, and that'll keep the box kind of a box. Okay. Another thing I could do is take one of these boxes and start to fill up my trash can. Let's get the box in there. Get another box in there. Rotated sideways. There's very slight chance that we're going to actually be able to see much further into that, but oops, I duplicated it. Not a problem. Let's just delete that and rotate this guy down and over. Yeah, we've got some garbage here. I could bring all this stuff up a bit more as to have it kind of overflowing. Just want to check and make sure that I don't have any of this happening. So we'll either rotate it. Yeah, that's good. I don't want any of that sticking through or floating. Definitely don't want that. Okay, I'll duplicate another one of these and probably throw it on its underside. And these are okay to like, I'm not worried about intersecting these. I just don't want to see stuff kind of sticking through. Two of these same cigarette boxes right there, that looks pretty weird. I think the sandwich box kind of looks okay. It's just a box otherwise. I think that looks good. All right, we've got another cigarette box here. Let's open it up, set it to the small prop LOD. We can get another guy there and some more rubble. All right, so I think we've really done a pretty good job filling out our scene with some static meshes here. The next thing I want to do is add some detail in our materials and do some things like painting puddles of water and painting over brick. So we're going to tackle that in the next chapter.